and all of the women who have been supporting their husbands in this effort to defend our liberty. The first was one wife who was crying. I mean, just let her. She wasn't bawling, but she was crying, and I could barely understand her initially. I know why she was calling. And one of the things that she was concerned with is that she just got her husband back here only a short time ago. He is a recent veteran, and she knows what his war face is like. And well, the sad part about it is, of course, he's out there right now. These guys are deployed. They're still looking at the probability of conflict escalating. And she said, the only thing he did is he kissed the babies goodbye, kissed them once. He's got two children, two young sons, and then he went on to do business. Now, I've warned you about this, and I have told you about this, and the enemy are going to learn the hard way. They all puffed up. They want to play Billy Badbutt. Well, you know what? We're Americans. We're not Slavs. We're not Mexicans. We're not Russians. We're not boot-looking anybody. We're boot-kicking anybody that's stupid enough to step on our liberty, and this stuff's going to escalate really fast.
Hey, Mark. Can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Somebody just sent me an interesting comment, and I got to agree. This attacking people at a funeral, that's indicative of mafia and gang warfare.
We lost you, Ed. Go ahead. Repeat that.
I said the hang on here. I was saying somebody just sent me a comment saying
Live 365
that chose this, except again they wanted to take advantage of attacking him during this wake. There were people all over the state that were actually mobilized, but not for the reason of this so much as they were, for training exercises or whatever. All they did was sent 2 men down the road to get a truck, pick up more ammo. So anyway, anything else? I'm sorry, sir. Please go ahead.
Oh, are you talking to me, sir?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Oh no, I think that about wraps it up, Mark. I don't think anybody should be motivated by like feelings. Like you say, we've got to remain in calm and collected to be able to win this thing.
Exactly.
And I totally agree with you because I mean, screaming and shouting, that's no place on the battlefield because
right.
It's we have to be calm, we have to be focused, and I've been monitoring a couple of different forums. That's how I found out about what was going on. I didn't find out about it until this morning, and people are fired up, man, because the government's the one that made the move, and they're definitely looking like the bad guys now.
Yep. This whole thing is
this works in our favor.
I'm going to remind everybody about what. Here's the problem with this. Do you remember the Bob Starr incident? Bob Starr out of Georgia. Bob Starr was an excellent man, Georgia militia, didn't do anything illegal or unlawful. The bat faggots came onto the property and planted stuff on his property. This actually came up in the trial. And they called it, site, not, instead of calling it planting evidence, you know what they called it? Site enhancement. Now, this was just before the Olympic bombing. So what they did is they dragged them in there, and of course they lied through their teeth, and then they had a jury trial, and he had a jury trial, and they had these buffoons in there, and they heard that, and they still went along with that prostituter. Now, there's a place in hell for a jurist, anybody, who would listen to somebody talk about fabricating an absolute lie against an innocent man and then allowing the process to proceed. Damn them to hell. I won't say anything better about it, and it is appropriate to say it on this Sunday. They are damned to hell, and I don't have to do it. Bearing that type of wicked, false witness has its own punishment, as we know. And that is a fact. So as far as anything you hear with these shysters, those green-clad pieces of parasitic booger, those other pieces of tripe that showed up, all stinking lot of them are a bunch of lying sacks of BS, sucking up to a bunch of queers like Barney Frank in Washington, and that's their idea of their leader, along with old Bad Ears there. That's their idea of their rah-rah, charge, hard charging leader. They're a Barney Frank crew. What does that tell you?
That's the best part about them, Mark, is they, under this system that creates the rules, which we all know is much different than our forefathers, they get to lie in a courtroom and get away with it because they're protected.
Yep. And that's
but
where,
if
again,
you lie, if I lie, we get charged with perjury. We go to federal prison. But they can lie. They've got permission to lie. And let's not forget who these judges, and I'll bet you right now, when it comes out, whatever judge that signed these warrants, if there even was a warrant, okay, that judge is going to be one of two things, a Democrat or a Republican, and that's where they said. They can try to say, oh, well, the judges are nonpartisan. Go look at where they donate their money. It's the two-party system time and time again.
Yep.
They're nothing but a bunch of criminals, and those judges that put on the black robes, they're nothing but a bunch of lawyers. That's all they are. They protect the two-party system. That's where they get their paycheck from. They're not fooling me, Mark. They're not fooling me.
And the fact they're not fooling. I think the biggest problem they've got, and why the panic issue again, is that most everybody's looking at them with sunglasses on. It's like they live. That's what.
Well, yeah. Why they're worried about members of the militia? Let's not forget we've got illegal aliens flooding over our borders. Where's the raids on them? Oh, yeah, we can't be doing that, right? Because the ADL and the SPLC, that's hate. That's hate to go after illegal aliens, but it's okay to go after law-abiding militia members. This is ridiculous.
Well, again, there's no accidents of the timing. Everybody needs to stay frosty on this and needs to pay attention. You know why as well as I do. We're not out in the clear yet, guys.
That's right.
I think that number one, the biggest problem they've got is they don't realize right now it is a tinderbox. The situation is a tinderbox. In fact, I'm going to go down the checklist. One of the things that the one woman, in fact, thank you for making me talk. One of the things that the wife of one of the unit commanders that's in the field, one of the things she said, even though she's got everything on her mind, even though I know she was upset. She's an older woman. She's very thoughtful. One of the last things she said is, by the way, and I got to keep the bread box, too many things, lumberyard, too many things in the lumberyard. She was saying, even as I'm doing this, I've got my children. I called them on the phone and I told them to start filling up every water container they can. And she's got the right idea. Guys, if this goes into a shooting conflict, are all of your water vessels filled? Is everything? Right now, there's a bunch of things you can be doing that aren't panicking, but what you need to do is top off your water containers. Make sure that extra water containers are filled. If you've got pans you can put on the stove, I would fill them up. If you got a bathtub, wouldn't hurt to fill that up probably either. She has the right idea because, like she said, they're going to do this thing could go any way you can imagine and fall right into the basement real fast. And the other thing was some people went out as soon as the stores were open today. Like we said, take a few dollars, buy a whole bunch of oatmeal. It's not exciting, but it'll keep you fed. And just precautionary things that we can do in light of what's happening. It's going to get worse, not better. And these guys probably will do something stupid on the other side.